Hey everyone, Scott Hansen here from NFL Red Zone, and you're watching the Super Fantasy Bros podcast. 1 hour of commercial-free podcasting starts now. Enjoy the show.
The fantasy season rolls on. With every week we continue to pass. We are 1 week closer to the fantasy playoffs. Every single matchup from this point on is crucial. If you're sitting at 2-3, 1-4, or even 0-5, it's really time to pull the trigger on some moves, some trades to shake things up. So as always, we'll be doing the usual calm or chaos and trust or bust, some trade targets with buy lows and sell highs, and Thursday night football preview and some trivia with Q. So let's get right into it. Got a ton of stuff to get going tonight. So let's start right off with calm or chaos. Always start with the quarterbacks here, and he's back again. Ryan Tannehill, 15.98 points, 14 of 22 passing, 197 yards, only one touchdown, 3 carries for 21 yards. Is this calm or chaos on Tanny?
It's been chaos from the very beginning, dude.
This is chaotic.
Receivers are banged up.
Yep. And he had 2 of the easiest matchups you could ask for, and the most he did with it was 20 points, just under 21 points. And next week he gets the Bills. And right now they're on fire, probably by far the best defense in the NFL. So, I'm not confident in Tannehill, at least moving forward this week. But maybe other weeks, right now it's chaos.
7 touchdowns, 6 turnovers.
It's definitely been rough. And having no wide receiver healthy more than 2 weeks in a row hurts. And the fact that these defenses, they've been easy matchups, but they've been easier for Derrick Henry. So they need a matchup like the Buffalo Bills, where Tannehill probably will have to perform at a high level. But the last time they played the Buffalo Bills, Derrick Henry is when he put Josh Norman through the field. So yeah, so I don't know, but this would be the matchup. It has been chaos though.
Yeah, it's chaos for me too. I just can't trust him right now. Like everybody said already, banged up wide receivers. It's just too tough to trust him. Too tough. I would keep him on my bench for now and hope that the Titans start to throw the ball more as the season continues to go on, because their defense isn't good. They're giving up points, but maybe in more mediocre matchups where it's going to be closer games, Tannehill will get some more work. Next one here, Derek Carr, 7.24 points. 22 for 35, 206 yards, no tutties, 1 interception, added 10 yards on the ground. Is this calm or chaos on Carr?
Raiders have fallen back down to earth, and they might even fall farther now with the whole coach situation.
Yeah, they are collapsing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I might give Derek Carr a pass this week just because his coach is on the hot seat.
He's
not his coach anymore.
Yeah, his former coach is just getting eaten alive in the media for good reason. So hopefully the interim head coach can help to bring the Raiders back to life from the first 3 weeks and Derek Carr can get back on track. But for now, I would not be starting him until I kind of see what this team's going to look like.
I think for the future, this right here is going to hurt Derek Carr, because now this coach, he may not be as all in on Derek Carr as John Gruden was. So he might be gone after this year if he doesn't play well.
Whoa. Don't. Calm down. Calm down.
He could easily play well. His schedule
we have to see what the coach is like
of the season. He might have 1 or 2 difficult matchups, but aside from that, you're not really scared of anybody that the Raiders are playing.
Raiders got some juicy matchups coming up.
Yes, they do.
Philly,
Yeah, they do.
Giants, Bengals, Dallas,
Even
Washington, Kansas City. Juice.
Absolute juice. All right, on to the next one. Let's get into some running backs. Joe Mixon, 10.5 points. So not a terrible day, but he only had 10 carries for 33 yards, 1 touchdown, and then 1 catch for 2 yards. Is this calm or chaos on Joe?
The touchdown saved him. But I'll give him somewhat of a pass, though, because he was a game time decision, sort of. So, but he looked good for the amount that he played. I'm still calm. But he wasn't good the previous week either that he played.
He was never good.
He was good week
1, he was good.
He was good week 1. After that, he was mediocre RB2 at best. But I'm calm on Joe Mixon. His workload's going to be there every week unless he's dealing with an injury. But even then, he saw a decent workload last week.
Yeah, I'm staying calm as well. I mean, I think you all expected that, but he only played 28% of the snaps this week. Super banged up. P. Ryan ended up getting the majority of the work. Touchdown definitely saved him if you started him. But moving forward, he still should be the goal line back. Hopefully he gets a little bit more involved in the passing game than he was, closer to what he had at week 1 rather than the last few weeks. But still, he's going to have a solid floor and a lot of volume. So I'm staying calm. Trust the volume and some easier matchups coming up with Detroit, the Jets, the Raiders. Coming up down the stretch here. Moving on, Melvin Gordon, 6.3 points, 9 carries for 34 yards, and on 2 catches for 9 yards. Is this calm or chaos for Melv?
Big chaos.
It's the immersion of your boy.
Uh-huh.
It's time to start getting chaotic on Melv.
Yes,
Looks like
sir.
Javonte Williams is getting ready to take over that backfield.
Yeah. Shockingly enough, Melv still played 60% of the snaps, which was the highest he's played all year. But he did absolutely nothing with it.
He had the worst
34
game.
yards.
The worst game of the year.
Javonte Williams had 1 less carry for 61 yards, averaging 7 yards per carry, and also added 3 catches. So Williams looks really good. Melvin is starting to look, his age is starting to show. Hopefully Javonte Williams is able to continue to eat into that workload. But yeah, I'm a little bit chaotic here on Melvin Gordon right now. I still think it's his backfield for the time being. We saw the snap share didn't change, but it's only a matter of time if this trend continues to.
That leash is getting shorter and shorter.
Yeah, I think right now both of them are pretty, like, you want them to just score a touchdown. Like that's the best way to start them. But even the last 4 weeks, Javonte Williams was able to get at least 8+ in 4 games. He hasn't had any really bad games. And Melv was really solid until, I mean, not solid, but okay until this week. So we'll see if he can bounce back next week. But I'm chaotic right now.
Yep.
All right, next and last running back, Chase Edmunds. He was Mr. Consistent through the first 4 weeks, but only ended up with 4.4 points this week. 6 carries for 15 yards, 3 catches for 19 yards on 4 targets, and he lost a fumble. Is this calm or chaos on Edmunds?
No one was good that game. Kyler wasn't even
you're calm.
that good.
I'm staying calm.
Edmunds was dealing with a little bit of a hamstring issue. I mean, this is by far the worst workload that he's seen all year. And you're still not worried about James Conner too much. Maybe about vulturing touchdowns at the goal line, but aside from that, Edmunds should be getting the bulk of the work.
Bro, I'm a little worried about James Conner. I think this is more of a James Conner thing than it is a Chase Edmunds thing. He's got five touchdowns in the past 3 games. James Conner's eating.
Yeah, James Conner is 100% a touchdown-dependent RB2 that you can plug and play. He's 100% the goal line back. Chase Edmunds has 0 touchdowns on the season. So that's the biggest concern there. But Edmunds' work in the passing game and volume overall seems to be what's going to keep helping him. He has at least 4 targets in every game, as many as 8 in one game. So he's going to consistently be involved in the passing game to get you at least 5-6 points there. He's been pretty solid running the ball as well, sporadically. So I'm staying calm on Edmunds. I also think James Conner may be startable just as a touchdown-dependent RB2 or flex play. I think Edmunds will be fine moving forward, though. I agree with Matt. Has to do with the hamstring, too. But let's get into some wide receivers that struggled this week. Brandon Cooks struggled again, 5.3 points, 3 catches for 23 yards on 5 targets. Is this calm or chaos for Cooks?
Who did he play week 4?
Buffalo.
Okay, so he's had 2 tough matchups, I'd say, because the Patriots are good at taking away the other team's number 1 weapon. Yep. Even though Davis Mills did have a good game, you're surprised that Cooks wasn't more involved. But I'm staying calm because he's
clearly their number 1.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he has 28 more receptions than the next best on the team, and that's David Johnson. So it's not even like a wide receiver.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely stay calm on Brandon Cooks. He should be fine. He should have some better days ahead. But I don't know if we could say the same for Tyler Boyd here. 6.4 points, 4 catches for 24 yards on 5 targets. Is this calm or chaos for Boyd?
This one's weird, dude.
T. Higgins coming back is just scary in general. I mean, Jamar Chase isn't having a problem at all with it. It's
Jamar Chase is hurting them both.
Boyd.
Jamar Chase is hurting Boyd and Higgins, I'm
still taking Higgins over Boyd. like we said at the beginning of the year, Boyd, we felt was going to be the odd man out, and it just seems to come to fruition as the season continues.
Yeah, Boyd still, it just seems like he's going to be the odd man out. I mean, you're going to have these weeks. I think you'll still have like a decent floor of like maybe 8-ish points most games, but I mean, there's a lot of mouths to feed. There's 3 of them. One guy's going to be the odd man out. This isn't the most high-powered offense like the Buccaneers. So it seems like Boyd's going to be the guy that's not going to find the end zone as frequently. T. Higgins and Jamar Chase more likely to find the end zone. So I prefer those 2. And Chase is the clear number 1 right now. A little bit chaotic on Boyd for me. Adam Thielen, 6 points, 2 catches for 40 yards on only 3 targets. Is this calm or chaos for him after 2 back-to-back weeks where he struggled?
It's crazy to see Adam Thielen only get 3 targets.
Yeah, what's up with this?
Yeah, he had
That's
7 in every
wild.
game before that. So
Kirk had a bad game himself, so I mean, you can't really put it all on Thielen. I'm sure Kirk wasn't finding him a lot of the time. I'm saying calm on Thielen.
And Kirk's had his slumps before, so I would put it more on him. But I mean, Justin Jefferson is also blowing up, so I don't know what it is.
yeah, I'm staying calm. I mean, we know Thielen is not the number 1 anymore. We can't expect the best numbers every single week. He's probably just slotting more into that wide receiver 2 role on this team. He's still number 20 on the season. He had 3 really good weeks to start the season, so I don't think it's a trend that he's going to continue to struggle. I think he'll bounce back just fine, especially as the Vikings continue to have to throw more in games. I think the last 2 weeks combined, they scored like 23 points or something. Thielen's still going to be their red zone guy. So calm as a cucumber on Thielen.
Agreed.
Marvin Jones, though, 3.5 points, 1 catch for 25 yards on 5 targets. Is this calm or chaos for Marv?
I'm calm on Marv.
Yeah, it was a bad day for
I
all.
don't think you can call it chaos
all
because
the pass
Chenault
catches.
only had 1 catch as well. So
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Why is Trevor Lawrence throwing to Jamal Agnew and Dan Arnold a ton and not Marvin Jones or Laviska Shenault? Marvin Jones has 8 points combined in the last 2 weeks. So definitely want to see him bounce back. But I think you have to stay calm. You still got to be the number 1 here.
It was
We're
just
one-
that Titans defense, dude. They're just too good.
Against the pass.
Yeah, weird game. Maybe Xavier Howard might actually be a tough matchup for him next week, but he should be bouncing back pretty soon here. They do have a bye in week 7. Regroup. Marv should be fine.
We're almost one player away from naming KR's whole week 5 lineup.
Yeah, it's definitely a rough one. Let's get into the rapid fire wide receivers. So we're going to do some hold or fold here. So I'm going to give you guys some names, and you're going to say if you should hold them on your roster or fold and drop them and just cut loose at this point in the season.
Well, can it be fold as in trade as well?
Yeah. I mean, you could try and move them as well, but I mean, then you're just selling super low. You're not going to get much. But I mean, you get what you get. So let's say hold or fold Allen Robinson. 7.2 points this week, wide receiver 60 on the season.
Yeah, it's time to fold.
fold.
I mean, I'm holding.
No way.
I'm
I'm
trying to
dog
trade him.
water.
I'm
Yeah,
not dropping him.
I'm not
trying
dropping
to
him.
trade him.
I'd trade him, and I definitely am not starting him, but I
I would
can't. I
take
wouldn't drop him
75
yet.
cents on the dollar for A-Rob.
Yeah, can't drop him yet. All right, hold or fold. Robbie Anderson, 5 points, wide
Fold.
receiver 70 on the
Fold.
season.
Fold.
This was his weekend. He couldn't do it.
It's
Absolute
fold, but he does have 18 targets in the last 2 weeks. So my
Yeah, well,
eyes,
it's
I'm
still
like,
fold.
what's going on here? But yeah, fold. It's just really tough to trust him, even with all the targets. He's doing nothing. So Odell Beckham Jr. He's averaging 7.6 points per game in 3 games. Hold or fold.
Fold. Bro, could you imagine like
Fold.
Giants Odell, like if you said like, yo, in a couple of years you guys are all gonna give up on this man? Like that's so
I'm-
weird. Like
I'm blaming Baker.
he was at the top, dude.
Yeah, if you can sell him for what his name is at this point, I'd sell him. That's pretty much what I would do.
It's sad.
Very, very sad. Cole Beasley, 1.5 points this week after a down week the week before. He's wide receiver 50 on the season, and his snap share has been decreasing.
I'm still
Hold or
holding.
fold.
Holding because this Bills offense is explosive. His
Yeah,
weeks
bro.
will come.
I mean, Cole's looking like he's 4th in line right now for
Mhm.
targets from Josh Allen. So I think it's time to fold on Cole. And it's a shame because he was like so solid last year and throughout the first couple of weeks of the season. But the emergence of Emmanuel Sanders and Dawson Knox has just killed his production.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you look at Cole Beasley's snap share the last 5 weeks, 91, 60, 66, 50-39. So like the Bills are also up a ton. So they don't really even need to throw. So Cole Beasley's not even on the field. So yeah, I'm folding for now. Hold on your bench if you really want to, but fold. Brandon Iuke, 5.2 points, wide receiver 84 on the season. Hold or fold?
Fold.
Big
Origami.
I'm gonna hold him, but
Origami
it's
Swan.
Yeah,
This was
fold.
Matt's fault. At the
Not my
draft,
fault.
he walked into the draft room, looked me right in the eyes, and said, "I'm sorry."
He cursed him at that moment.
You cursed
Fold
him.
on Brandon Iuke. Curtis Samuel, he's barely played this far this season, and he's still dealing with an injury. Hold or fold?
Fold.
Gotta hold.
I'd be
Gotta see
holding.
what he can do when he's healthy.
Yeah,
I
I'm
agree.
holding as well. Just keep him on your bench unless you really need a spot. AJ Green, hold or fold? 2.3 points on 2 targets after 3 straight pretty solid games.
Fold.
Fold.
Just like the Bills. Good offense. He'll get his. And then you fold when he does another high performance.
Give me the fold here.
Big
Of
fold.
course.
That's a
If he dropped 25 on Sunday, you would still say fold.
No, I wouldn't. But there's just 3 other good wide receivers and D-Hop. So it's like, what are we doing here? I guess Max Williams is hurt, but still.
He's out for the year.
Yeah, but still. Rondale Moore, Christian Kirk, D-Hop.
I'm taking
Chase
AJ
Edmonds.
Green over all of them besides D Hop.
We'll see what happens. AJ Green, I'm folding. If you want to go with Q, hold him. Randall Cobb, 5 points. He has 1 good game this season, and he only has 1 game of over 50% snaps this season, which was this week, by the way.
Fold.
Fold.
Fold. I want to relive the glory days, but I can't.
Fold because he's too
The
old.
we just have to accept the fact that the only Packers pass catcher that is ever going to be fantasy relevant for the next couple of years is Devonte Adams.
Yeah.
Well, at least this year.
Until Rodgers is gone. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both gone. And they'll both be solid in Denver.
Yeah. All right. Last one. KJ Osborne, 6.6 or points or fewer in 3 straight weeks. Hold or fold?
Fold.
Big fold.
Yeah.
He had his
absolute
week.
Fold. Definitely waiver bait at this point. All right.
Now you know why I never said his name, Q.
Respectfully.
All right, 3 tight ends to get through for Commer Chaos as well. So let's just run through them real quick. TJ Hawkinson, 4.2 points, 2 catches for 22 yards on 3 targets. Is this calm or chaos on Hawk?
The
Calm.
3 targets is scary, but
Very
you got to
scary.
stay calm.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought we were
Oh,
folding.
yeah, are we holding? Are we folding? Are we calm
We're
and
holding.
chaos?
We're still
Oh,
calm or
wait.
chaos, and now he's just adding in hold or fold here
Ah,
for
Alright.
the wide
This
receivers
is
because there was a
calm.
lot to talk about that. Really
bad
sucked.
transition.
Well,
You're
I
hold.
just
I mean,
kinda-
you're
stuck
calm.
with the wide receiver trend, and then we switched back to do a couple more tight ends.
You're calm.
I'm benching him.
I'm calm, but I'm
might have to
nervous.
put
A
him
little
in
nervous,
timeout for a
man.
week.
3 straight
Yeah.
weeks where he really hasn't done much, and their O-line's super banged up, so he's doing a lot of extra blocking rather than pass catching. So hopefully that O-line gets a little healthier and he can bounce back this week, but it's getting scary for me. I'm getting a little nervous. Dallas Goedert, 4.8 points, 2 catches for 28 yards on 3 targets. Calm or chaos on Goddard?
Chaos. And I think he should be worried about his job moving forward if Ertz has a good game on Thursday. Ertz is going to be
That far.
back.
Is he in COVID
It's not
protocol, Joe?
complete chaos. Yeah,
He is.
he's in.
Yeah,
he's
so
out.
he's out this week,
So he's out this week.
but I'm saying it's a little
Calm
chaos.
for
It's a little
now.
chaotic. You got to
Stay
hold
calm
him.
for now.
Don't get rid of him. But yeah, Ertz being this involved and him being out this week,
Ertz is
I'm a
gonna
little
eat.
nervous.
Ertz is
Ertz
gonna
could definitely
eat.
Back to elite.
All right, last tight end, Noah Fant, 5 points, 3 catches for 20 yards on 4 targets. Is this calm or chaos on Fant?
No fart. Back to no fart. Or chaos. Chaos.
I'm saying calm, but
Gotta stay
yeah, he is Noah Fart for the time being. All right, let's get into today's sponsor, the Thrive Fantasy app for iOS and Android. Thrive Fantasy app is a daily fantasy sports app for player props and sports betting. If you download the Thrive Fantasy app today and use our promo code SUPERFB, that is SUPERFB, and you deposit $20 or more, you will receive an instant $50 bonus. So go check out the Thrive Fantasy app today, download it, and win some money. All right, let's keep it moving into some trust or bust. Let's get into some positive performances this week. Starting at quarterback, he's back. Mr. Good one day, bad the next. Jameis Winston, 35.76 points. He only completed 15 passes of 30 attempts, but still managed 279 yards, 4 touchdowns, 2 turnovers, and added 26 yards on the ground. We trust in Jameis?
This guy makes absolutely no
No.
sense.
I'm still not trusting him.
I will
Jameis
never
might
trust
be
him.
the most
He's like
fun
a
player to
creative
watch in the
quarterback.
NFL because it's so funny to watch him play football.
You can't trust him. You can't.
Not trustworthy at all. He has not had more than 17 completions in a game this season. Do not trust. You
Maybe
need
it's
him to
like-
throw 4+ touchdowns.
You think
to
it's
get
a good
points.
matchup for
and be
him,
relevant.
and he gets 12 points. You think it's a tough one, so you put him on the bench, and he just blows up.
Yeah, I think that's you need to hope that like your quarterback's on a bye and you can put him in and he's playing like the Bills. He's playing like the Bills.
Yeah.
Like, how did the Saints GM like wake up one day and like look at him and be like, "That's our guy"? Like,
Well, now he's stuck with him
Because he looked at Taysom Hill too.
Yeah, Taysom
Damn.
Hill's
Good
candy
point.
arm.
It's a good point.
Yeah, he saw Jameis Winston throw an 80-yard pass and went, "Wow, that's a good arm." But then he just does it every other play and throws
So
a pick
both
50% of
teams.
the time. So
Yeah.
definitely do not trust. But if you need a bye week quarterback and you want to play a game of roulette or blackjack, whatever you want to call it, sure, roll out Jameis Winston. Davis Mills, a name I didn't think we would ever be talking about. 32.6,
We shouldn't be.
8 points, 21 for 29, 312 yards and 3 touchdowns against the rookie quarterback killer, Bill Belichick.
bro, negative
I'm not
4
trusting
points
him.
the week before.
Yeah, you're not
He's
trusting
a
Davis Mills.
bust.
Yeah, do not trust Davis Mills. What's his name? Tyrod Taylor might also be back relatively soon. So yeah, no, don't trust Davis Mills.
How you get negative 4 points?
I don't
He
know.
was versing the Bills in his defense.
Yeah, the Bills are nice right now, but Davis Mills, okay performance. I want to see it happen plenty
He's-
more before I start trusting you.
He's owned in 1.1% of leagues.
And it's probably all of his family members.
Oh,
All right, last quarterback, Baker Mayfield, 29 points. He had 305 yards passing and 2 touchdowns. Is this trust or bust for the Bake Show?
I'm not trusting him.
this was his first game over 20 points. Not trusting him. I think he's
And it
the
was
most
in an absolute shootout.
Yeah,
Yeah.
shootout.
overrated quarterback ever.
Yeah, absolute bust. Do not trust James. I mean, not Jameis. Don't trust Jameis, but don't trust Baker either.
Can
He
we
did
add,
it-
go?
I said one positive is he might be getting jarred back soon, but
Still bust.
yeah,
Still bust.
Q.
Can we just add in Carson Wentz real quick? Will we trust or bust him?
I'm busting.
All fa-
Out of
I'm
the other
surprised you're
guys,
busting, but with Michael
One-
Pittman,
I need to see it one more week.
he's past the Texans
I like
this
to
week,
see
so
consistency. That
Yeah,
if it does,
he had a good game. I mean, he had that one really long, basically dump off to Taylor that went forever. But
for
yeah.
400 yards. No, if they won that game, they would be talking a lot more about Carson Wentz with a win rather than Lamar Jackson's performance
Bro.
because Wentz played well.
as T Gods just
Lamar
said about
threw for
Baker,
400 yards.
that he
bro.
never scored more than 20.
Yeah,
Wentz
but
has not scored more than 22
Wentz is
before this
just
week.
getting healthy.
Bro, he's quarterback 27.
He's getting healthy.
There's 32 starters.
All right, we'll come back to
A
it
few
next week.
outliers with,
We'll
with
come back
injuries
to it
and
next
stuff,
week.
but
Yeah,
quarterback
I mean,
27, no.
Wentz is a matchup dependent quarterback bye week fill-in right now for me. Not, I mean, if you want to add him as your backup, sure, but not someone I'm trusting. He does have some juicy matchups coming up: Tennessee, New York Jets, Jacksonville, Houston this week. So
Q, I think you need to let him go, dude. It's hurting
Well,
you so
I tried
bad.
to, and then he did that last night or Monday night, so I'm just like, I'm back in. He needs some respect.
He's
don't
gone,
go fully
dude.
back in.
He was
Yeah.
balling.
Go.
Let him go, Q. We'll see. Let's move on to some running backs. Myles Gaskin, after we wrote him off for dead last week, 31.9 points, 5 carries for 25 yards, and then 10 catches on 10 targets for 74 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trust or bust on Gaskin?
Bust.
I'm
I
trusting.
mean,
Bro,
he was
that-
on most waiver wires after last week, so I just can't trust this one blow up performance where the Dolphins really didn't have like any receivers.
But
Yeah.
see, that's the thing. He's clearly their best running back and probably one of their top 2 or 3 offensive players. So they're going to get him involved. And I'll take the targets over the rush. He's just like, yeah, I'm taking the
Well,
targets
yeah,
over
but
the
what
rush.
happens once D Park and Fuller come back?
If they come
Fuller's
back.
not coming, bro. Bro,
He got
he'll
sad
be in
about
for a
Fuller.
game. I love that man.
But yeah, I don't know what to do. I don't know if I trust or bust Gaskin. I mean, it's really tough to start him. Like, he's got a juicy matchup this week against Jacksonville, but then again, he's not really the running back. Might be more Malcolm Brown. We'll see. I don't know. They don't like using him. They like using him in the passing game. And Tua might be back this week, which also throws a wrench into things. So I guess trust him.
We really
He's
did.
alright.
We really
he's
did just
playing the Jags this week, so yeah, you can trust him. And then he gets Atlanta. So
A couple good games.
we buried him alive in that cough. We didn't even give him like another week. We just said trash
I mean,
him.
2 carries for
already
3
burned
yards
his
on
body.
barely playing was really weird. Very
They were
weird to
down.
do for your starting running back. Even being down, like, weird. Whatever. Miles
Awful
Gaskin,
start.
I guess you're trusting again. Definitely keep him and just ride the wave. Devonte Booker, 20.8 points, 16 carries for 42 yards, found the end zone that way, 3 catches for 16 yards, and found the end zone again. Trust or bust while Saquon is out.
I'm trusting.
His workload's going to be ridiculous.
And he played well with Mike Lennon, so you don't have to worry about like if Daniel Jones is out. So I think he can be a 3-down back. I don't know who their backup is, but I'm not too concerned about.
And like Sean said, he got it done both on the ground and through the air. So
You think he can do that again?
He's going to
Why
have to
not?
if those receivers are out.
yeah,
They really
They're gonna
don't have
rely
any
heavily
good
on
running
him.
backs under him. So it's pretty much just the Devontae Booker show. He had 88% of the snaps. They did have Corey Clement in like the offseason, and they were like, maybe he's going to take that backup role. And I believe he's on the Cowboys now. So it's
I
just
knew
the
that.
Devontae
around
Booker
the
show.
NFC East.
I miss him more than I miss Wentz. I'm sorry, I do, dude.
Yeah. Trust Devontae Booker if if you have to start him. Also, if you have Saquon, definitely make sure you get him on your roster when Saquon comes back if you can't get him right now. Chubba Hubbard, whatever, 18.4 points, 24 carries for 101 yards, and 5 catches for 33 yards on 6 targets. Also, no disrespect. I just don't really know how to pronounce it. I'm going to go with Chuba. Trust or bust?
Oh,
It was
This
nice
is-
while it lasted.
yeah.
He went
We're
out
good.
on a high note.
Yeah. I
CMC
say you just
should be back this week.
Yeah, I say you just trust
Hopefully.
him when CMC was out. I think that really solidified his role this week. That like CMC's down, it's the Hubbard show. So yeah, maybe they start to mix him in a little bit. We'll see,
Doubt it.
but very doubtful. McCaffrey is McCaffrey. He is a different animal. But yeah, same thing I just said for Saquon. If you have McCaffrey, go out there and get Hubbard now that McCaffrey is most likely going to be back. Get him on your lineup just in case. AJ Dillon, 17.9 points, 8 carries for 30 yards, 4 catches for 49 yards, and a touchdown. Trust or bust here for the second running back in Green Bay.
Q's guy.
Oh no, his usage has went up the past 2 weeks. So it might be they're just trying to take a load off of Aaron Jones, or they're just trying to become more of like a Browns backfield where they have like a 1-2 punch. But
Yeah.
I like AJ Dillon. I'm not trusting him just yet. I'd like to see it a little more consistency, but definitely a nice bench piece to have on your roster.
And
Yeah.
even with buys coming up, I still think you need to be like down bad to be filling him in. But there is upside there.
Yeah, there's a little bit upside. I mean, 17 points was nice, but he actually only played 33% of the snaps. So he's really not seeing that much work. Still the Aaron Jones show for sure. Yeah, I definitely want to see more of AJ Dillon before I trust him.
He's like Jamal Williams because that's what he was a vulture last year.
Yeah, he could definitely vulture some points away. And if he continues to do that, then he will be more relevant. But I want to see it a little bit more. Last running back, Michael Carter, 14.8 points, 10 carries for 38 yards, and found the end zone, 3 catches for 20 yards on 3 targets. Trust or bust here?
Bust. He played the Falcons.
Touchdown
Yeah,
dependent.
and they were using like Ty Johnson and everyone else.
Tev Coleman.
Yeah, and Tevin Coleman. Me and Q were paying close attention to that one. But yeah, I just don't see him like solidifying a lead back role in this offense. So I just can't trust him.
Yep, absolute bust for me as well. Moving on to some wide receivers. Kedarius Tony, 29.6 points, 10 catches for 189 yards on 13 targets. Trust or bust here for Tony?
2 weeks ago, I said this day would come.
What, that dude's going to punch someone?
Well, I think he missed the punch.
But he swung at
raised
someone?
his face mask.
Or what
I
an
think
idiot.
you're trusting him because the receivers. There's a new one out every week, and he did this with Mike. He did this with Mike Lennon as well. So he's good. I think he has he leads the league in broken tackles.
Yeah, he's
It's
looked super
tackles.
elusive. He looked really good. The only thing I'm a little nervous about is when Shepard does come back. Like, does he take over like more of the slot role, take over more of those like dink and dunk targets that Tony's getting right now? Definitely worth an ad and definitely worth keeping. And if the injuries continue to come, he's worth starting. But I want to see how that kind of works out when everyone's fully healthy and what he's going to do. But for the time being, definitely roster Tony. He's looking really good. He already has more fantasy points than Al Robinson. So,
oh my
God. Next one here, Robert Woods, 27 points, 12 catches for 150 yards on 14 targets. Finally, the breakout we were waiting for Big Bobby Backwoods. Trust or bust?
I want to
Big
see it
trust.
again.
No way, he's back,
No
bro.
I need to
way.
see it
Bobby
again.
It was a
Backwoods
matter.
back.
It was only a
Sean
matter of
McVay
time.
knew he was messing up by not getting Woods as involved as he should be. And once it happens, you see what happens.
He's wide receiver 22, Q.
But they played the worst defense in the league. One of them.
Yeah, well, next up they have the Giants, they have the Lions, the Texans, the Titans.
All right. Well, that's the schedule. I'm gonna trust it.
Yeah.
You're trusting Robert Woods.
Yeah, trust Robert Woods for me as well. He's had 12 points in every game except one, 6.8 against the Bucks. So he's had 6 targets in every game except week 1, where he still found the end zone. So
He
it
just hasn't been as explosive,
as pretty, but the 14 targets this week, absolute great sign. If teams start to try and take away Cooper Kupp because he was so hot, Robert Woods is going to continue to feast. Can't cover them both. So trust him. Marquez Callaway, 24.5 points, 4 catches for 85 yards on 8 targets and found the end zone twice. Back-to-back weeks where I believe he found the end zone. So is this trust or actually no, back-to-back. He found it 2 weeks ago. My bad. Trust or bust though for Callaway.
Yeah, that would have been
Bust.
different. It's bust.
way
Bust.
too boomer bust. And his quarterback, he just plays off of how his quarterback plays, really.
Yep. He just has to catch the Hail Mary that week. So definitely bust. But I think he's worth like an ad right now if you're looking at someone. Like he's worth keeping on your bench for sure. Next one here, Mikol Hardman, 16.6 points, 9 catches for 76 yards on 12 targets. Trust or bust here for Mikol?
I'm not trusting. Well, yeah, because Tyreek's not out and Kelsey's not going to be out. So how are you going to trust him?
Yeah, it's definitely tough to trust him right now. 100%. Like you just can't trust Hardman. I want to see it more before I can put my faith into him as that option. There's just so many weapons.
I wish this was Josh Gordon we were talking about, but he only had 1 catch.
Yeah, it's going to take a while for him to get up to speed if he even becomes relevant. So
You think he's fried?
I wouldn't be shocked. Tim Patrick, 15.9 points, 7 catches for 89 yards on 9 targets. Continues to be pretty consistent here. Is it finally time to trust him as a flex option?
Super trust.
He's really good.
1 game under 12 points. Solid.
Rock solid.
Rock solid.
Yeah, I think you got to trust Tim Patrick. He's looked really good, and he's been getting more and more volume as the games have gone on, especially with injuries as well. But until Jerry Jeudy comes back, Tim Patrick, start him.
But that's soon, kind of. It's coming up.
Couple weeks.
Jeudy return.
Couple weeks for sure. He'll be back. So, yeah. But for now, ride the Tim Patrick wave in your flex. Last wide receiver, Amon St. Brown, Lions wide receiver, 13.5 points. He had 7 catches for 65 yards on 8 targets. He has back-to-back weeks, actually, with 6+ catches on 8 targets in each game. Trust or bust for St. Brown.
So these are where all of Hawkinson's targets are going to, I guess.
Yeah. I was just going to say, like, what happens when Hawkinson, comes back?
Which will happen.
It'll happen, most likely.
And what happens when Tyrell Williams comes back?
Yeah, that too. Tyrell Williams.
I forgot about him.
They're all their wide receivers are actually banged up. I think they just put Quintez Cephas on IR as well, who actually was doing good here and there. Khalif Raymond, who we mentioned last week, had 2 games in a row and absolutely did nothing, disappeared on the field this
Do they
week.
still have Danny Amendola?
I do not think so.
I think he's retired. I hope he's retired because he was old.
Yeah, he is no longer on their team. I believe he's on the Texans. I don't know how much. I think he's out with an injury on the Texans. He could return in week 6. But yeah, St. Brown, not trusting yet, but he's worth a look if you're looking for somebody to throw on your bench. His snap shares are increasing, and he is a rookie, so that they're going to want to continue to get him involved.
Yeah.
Last few here for trust or bust, some tight ends. David Njoku, 27.9 points. Q, this used to be your boy. 7 catches for 149 yards and a touchdown on 7 targets. Trust or bust?
I'm not trusting.
I'm not trusting either, but that is a sexy stat line.
Yeah.
Very sexy.
He had like a very long touchdown run, I think.
Yeah. He's pretty explosive when he does get the ball in his hands, but come on, we're talking about the Browns passing game here. It's not going to happen.
And like
fast, bro.
He's good, but they also brought in Austin Hooper, and I think they have a 3rd tight end, so I just can't trust any
Harrison
of them.
Bryant.
Yes.
Yeah.
But he needs to be on a team where he can be the number 1, and he will be a very solid tight end.
Yeah. Yeah. I cannot trust him right now whatsoever. Keep him out of your lineups. Keep an eye on him just in case. But Kyle Pitts, 26.9 points. The breakout we've been waiting for. 9 catches, 119 yards, and a touchdown on 10 targets. Time to trust Pitts all the way.
If he plays the Jets for the next 17 weeks.
Bro, come on.
He's good. It's just I don't.
You're trusting him regardless.
I mean, Ridley
I'm
was
trusting
out
the
though.
talent.
Isn't Ridley out this week? Someone
They're on a
told me he was
bye.
Bye
missing-
week.
Oh yeah.
They're all out.
They are all out.
Yeah. They get Miami in week 7. I think over the next week, I think they saw what Pitts can do in small hits here or there. It just wasn't really being put together with Matt Ryan, but it looked like they finally got on the same page. I mean, he has 6+ targets in 4 of the 5 games. For a tight end, that's something you definitely want on your team and in your lineup. So I say trust Pitts, keep rolling him out there. Let's see what he does in week 7 after the bye.
And we can still say trust Patterson. He's still RB3.
Yeah, not even have to mention that. He is rock solid right now. Last tight end, Hunter Henry, 19.5 points, 6 catches for 75 yards and a touchdown on 8 targets. It's time to trust Hunter Henry as the true number 1 there in New England.
Bro, like
It's hard.
I want to say no, but like in terms of just like tight ends, like comparing him to other tight ends, like his numbers aren't bad. Like he's solid.
He has been decent, but I feel like any given week it could be Jonnu Smith over Hunter
Yeah.
Henry, and then you're sitting there like, oh my god.
I mean, like I'm definitely not like just starting him like right away, but like I'd pick him up. Like
Definitely pick him up. He's tight end 9 right now, I believe. So he's been,
What?
yeah.
ESPN has him tight end 8.
Yeah, I was looking at sleeper. So he's looking pretty rock solid right now. Last
Who'd you
3
trust?
weeks, he's had 5+ targets. So
Who are you
looks like he's been
trusting?
continuing to get more and more of a role.
Are you trusting Hunter Henry or Ertz?
This week, Ertz.
For the-
Moving forward,
I don't know how far in advance I can go because
maybe Hunter Henry. Because,
maybe
I mean,
it's like they're in the same situation.
yeah, they're in the same kind of tier right now. But yeah, Hunter Henry, definitely keep an eye on him. Pick him up, put him on your bench. Let's get into some trade targets before we get into the Thursday night football preview. So we're each going to give buy low and sell high. Q, start us off. What do you got? Who you buying low on, and who are you selling?
We kind of mentioned him earlier, AJ Brown. He was on a snap count last week, so that kind of hurts his if you're going based off the last week. But he's having trouble staying healthy, and Tannehill is also struggling right now. So he's not as low as Allen Robinson low, but he's close to it. Where if the owner's down on him, you could probably trade some assets and get him, and then hopefully he booms because he has the potential. And the sell high, Dawson Knox. Most people may have drafted him as someone who's like, I think this production could continue, but maybe someone who drafted one of the top 3, top 5 tight ends, you don't need him. So you can definitely trade him for something you do need. But I don't know if his production continues because he's like option number 3, I'd say, when it comes to receiving. I don't want to say too much bad because Matt's like his like brother.
No,
but
I got lucky again. I got the Robert Tonyan
Yeah,
this year. So
he is
far.
this year's Robert Tonyan so far.
So
Yeah.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, that's what it looks like for sure. Yeah, Dawson Knox, definitely a pretty good sell high candidate, especially like you said.
Who would have
Yeah.
thought?
Yeah, who would have thought he would even been relevant? T-Gods, what do you got for us? Buy low, sell high.
Before I start this, can I just get some confirmation on like what overall Jonathan Taylor is for running backs?
What his official ranking?
Yeah.
I think it's like 20. I
No
could be
way.
lying.
ESPN says it's 28.
No,
Okay,
he's
maybe.
number 10 on.
He's number
Sleeper.
10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
'Cause I was
31
gonna think
points.
that I was like,
ESPN
there's
has not updated the Monday night players yet for some reason.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say there's no way that's right, but still, either way, I'm going to sell high on Jonathan Taylor. Q, I'm sorry, but it's so concerning to me that like they have two running backs that they also use, like even on a team where they have like one other running back, like AJ Dillon is a little concerning for Aaron Jones, but like they have two, like they threw Marlon Mack in there and he looked good. Like I don't know, that just really bugs me out. I think Jonathan Taylor is at like his peak price right now. I think if you're going to ship him out, now's the time to do it. But if you trust him, you think he could do that all the time, then you know what? Good luck to you. I hope he does. And my buy low, Marvin Jones. He's been down the last few weeks, but his targets this season are still 3, 5, 8, 9, and 11. He gets the volume. He doesn't always catch them, or they're not always thrown great.
Yeah, he has a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, he's got a rookie quarterback, but he's relying on the old vet. Marv will get it done. He's got some juicy matchups coming. He's got Miami, Seattle, 49ers, Falcons, Titans, Texans, Jets, a bunch of poopers. They're going to be throwing the ball. Shout out to J-Rob, though. Love me some J-Rob.
Big shouts out.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, definitely. Marvin Jones, definitely a good buy low. And if you've ever owned Marvin Jones in fantasy, you understand that his production every once in a while will just take a random dip.
Yeah,
He'll become irrelevant.
but it doesn't last long.
It does not last long. He'll start cooking again soon. So Marvin Jones will be just fine. Matt, buy low, sell high. What do you got?
Buy low. It's kind of like the forgotten name on that Bucs offense right now, and that is Chris Godwin, with the emergence of Leonard Fournette becoming like a hot name, and also Antonio Brown and Mike Evans just doing what he does. I feel like people have started to forget about Chris Godwin. So, I mean, if a fantasy manager's not really too happy with his production so far, you could easily go out and grab him for a decent price right now. And sell high, Devonte Booker. If a manager in your league just lost Saquon, I'm sure they are willing to pay a pretty penny for Devonte Booker. So why not get someone that you could start week in, week out, possibly for someone who might not even be relevant within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, especially if you're on a winning team, you're 4-1 and you just happen to have Devonte Booker 5-0. Easily part ways with him, get someone that you can use later down the line when you have a lot of bye weeks and whatnot going on. And then Devonte Booker may not have any value. All right, I'll finish this off. Buy low, sell high. I'm buying low on Adam Thielen. Back-to-back weeks where he hasn't done much. Owners may be starting to panic a little bit on Thielen, but I still think he is the number one red zone threat when it comes to the Vikings. We talked about him a little bit earlier already. He's playing pretty much every snap. He's still the number 2 wide receiver there, and the Vikings really have not scored that many points the last 2 weeks. So I think it's just the game flow has been a bit weird. I still think Adam Thielen will be just fine. Against the Panthers, it should be a little bit more higher scoring. We've seen teams put up a little bit better points against the Panthers the last couple of weeks. So Adam Thielen should be fine. Vikings should be fine. Buy low. Get him while you can, while he's cheap. And sell high on Kedarius Tony right now. We know that he has looked really good, and I do like his potential moving forward, and I do think he's a really good player. But like I mentioned earlier as well, I don't know how it's going to work with Sterling Shepard, Kenny Galladay, and Darius Slayton all coming back within the next few weeks. Shepard and Slayton could be back as early as this week. Galladay's going to miss a week or two. Ingram's still there. There's a lot of mouths to feed. And Mike Glennon's the current starting quarterback this week. Don't know how serious the concussion is going to be for Daniel Jones. So just something to monitor. But Kadarius Toney, he's got some really good talent and probably a good career ahead of him. But rookie struggles and snap share when these veterans come back may arise. So if you can sell him at the price he's at right now, you might be able to get something decent for him.
Yes.
I don't know. He's a menace. He might just be good. rookie with the nose ring, like that middle thing,
Bro,
and
he
he's
looks crazy.
he's
He looks like a
unacceptable.
crazy ass ball.
he listens to Young Boy before the game.
I was looking at him before while the game was playing, and I was like, this dude looks absolutely insane.
Yeah, I mean, he looks electric right now in the open field, but I don't know if he's getting 29 points every week. So
Yeah, no way.
Especially on the Giants
I don't
passing
think anyone's
offense.
getting 29 points aside from CMC every week.
Yeah, you know what I mean,
Well, Mike Williams.
though. Mike Williams is looking juicy. All right, let's get into the Thursday night football preview. We got the Bucks at the Eagles. So we got the Birds this week.
We're about to get shit on, man.
Oh, have some faith.
Before we do our
No.
picks, let's get into some fantasy talk. Let's start with the Bucks. Tom Brady has a thumb injury. I've seen it multiple times at this point, but it sounds like he's going to play. It's just a bruise. Tom Brady's playing. He's obviously a must start.
If all his fingers were broken, I would still start him. He'd probably just score one
He would
less
throw it with his
touchdown.
other hand.
Leading
Yeah.
the league in passing yards at age 9,000. Keep rolling him out there.
Bench 9,000.
Running backs, though, where did you rank Leonard Fournette, and is Ronald Jones pretty much a fold at this point?
He is donezo.
So dumb.
That is Fournette's back.
Gio Bernard is now the second guy, I would say.
I couldn't have
I
been
agree.
more wrong.
I would 100%
this
agree.
preseason.
I was
Yeah, me too.
so wrong.
We all were wrong. We all were all wrong. We should have bought into the playoff Fournette, playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lenny.
Playoff Lenny looked good. Led it right into this season. Ronald Jones had opportunities and he fumbled them away. So
Literally.
Leonard Fournette is a rock solid RB2 moving forward.
yeah, I
Regular
got him at
season, Lenny.
18 this week right now.
It's just Lenny now.
So-
Lenny, yeah.
Got him at 18. Confident in Fournette this week.
Yeah, I'm at
Roll him out there
17.
as a solid RB2. How did you rank Mike Evans, Godwin, and AB? Is Antonio Brown pushing close to the number 2 now, with Gronk most likely going to be out again?
I have.
I don't know. I
Like-
didn't do my ranks yet.
I didn't
have-
either.
I have Mike Evans at 14, Chris Godwin at 17, and Antonio Brown at 20.
You
I can
really
give
want
you
to talk about AJ Green, huh?
I was thinking AJ Brown.
I actually ranked Godwin the highest this week just because the only thing I'm a little nervous about with Mike Evans is Darius Slay. He's been playing really well this season. He shut down DJ Moore this week. So
Yeah, but Mike
Two
Evans and
picks.
DJ Moore are two
Yeah,
different
them boys
players.
in box.
yeah, Mike Evans, the height might be able to get a bigger advantage. He still might catch a touchdown, but give me Godwin in the slot against Avonte Maddox all day. And Antonio Brown on the other side against Steven Nelson should probably have a decent game also. I did rank
Someone's
Godwin
getting
15.
cooked.
I put Mike Evans at 18. You're still starting Mike Evans, just lowering expectations a little bit. I put AB at 22.
I
So
think you're still
they're all
starting them all.
top 25 for me.
Yeah, you're starting them all.
Start them all.
Do I start AB over Brandon Cooks? Matt, don't answer that.
26 right now.
Matt, don't answer.
Right
What do I
away.
do?
Ben
Yeah,
Chubba.
well, if we're
Thursday games are weird though. So that's the only thing that would make me hesitant. It's like
yeah, but the Bucks are
weird
just the
things
Bucks.
happen on Thursday. But
Prime
the Bucks
time
are
AB.
probably going to eat.
AB cooked his first Thursday night game.
Yeah.
Don't start AB.
Start AB. Look, Matt doesn't even want you to.
Start AB.
He's gonna put
I'm
up
sorry,
a-
Matt. It won't even matter who I start.
Oh,
Wow.
those are
Sorry.
fighting
Okay.
words.
Sorry.
Keep that same energy.
I will.
All right, let's move on to the Birds. Jalen Hurts should have to throw against this Bucks defense on a short week. Where did you guys rank him?
Number 6.
I got him
Sounds
at
about right.
6 as well. Matt and T-Gods also have him at 6 in
Sure.
spirit.
Yeah.
Top 6 quarterback. Lock it
Lock
in.
it in.
Jalen Hurts.
Because there's no such thing as a running back on that team.
Yeah. No
Yeah,
such thing as a running back.
non-existent.
He's going to be the running back,
He's the
especially
running
against
back.
this defense. It's going to be
Yeah.
impossible. So I think Miles Sanders and Gamewell, both essentially unstartable this week, correct?
I agree.
Unfortunately.
Very much.
Yeah. They might be involved in the passing game, but definitely not enough work
It's
to
a shame,
trust.
man. I love Booby, but they just can't get him going for shit.
Can't get him going. They don't use him, man. They just don't even use him. It's tough to watch the Eagles run game. But the passing game has looked good, and Devonta Smith continues to improve. Did he
Yes,
crack your
sir.
top 25 Q?
I have him at 26.
I got him
I
at
have him
28.
at 26 as well.
I got him at 28. So we're in the same tier, right on the edge of pushing into that wide receiver 2 territory. He's been rock solid. The volume has been super solid. Continue to roll him out there, especially with Goddard out. And with Goddard out, how about Ertz this week? Ertz looking
We were
juicy.
just talking about him, man. He's looking good.
I have him at 11.
11. Q, that's low for you.
Yeah, it is. I expected at least top 10.
All right, well, I'll redo them, and I'll say he's above Ricky Seals-Jones now.
Is Ricky Seals-Jones in your top 10?
He was 10.
Right.
I got Ricky Seals-Jones at 15, but I do have Zach Ertz at 6. I'm all in on Zach Ertz this week.
All right.
I have Mike Gesicki at 6.
No Goddard. This team's gonna have to throw a ton. The Bucs
But
are also 27th against tight ends this year.
I did these rankings yesterday, so I didn't even get to update the no Goddard.
Give me the Ertz all day.
It's all going to Quez.
It could. It really could.
Where's
Anything
the
can happen in
Ian,
this game,
low-key?
but I think Ertz is a very solid tight end start this week, especially if he's sitting out there on waivers. All right, let's pick this game. Bucks at the Eagles. Who you guys got?
I got
I'm
to take the
taking
Bucks.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Maybe it'll be close, but they're not winning. I don't think it'll be
really-
close.
I really want to pick the Birds for some reason, but
Do
I
it.
gotta
That's
take
your
the
gut,
Bucs.
dude. Do
I
it.
can't. I'm taking the Bucks.
The Eagles have like an
Risky.
identically ranked defense as the Dolphins, and you just saw what happened to the Dolphins. I don't think this is going to be a cute game for the Eagles defense.
I'm taking the Bucks.
Yeah, give me the Bucks. The Eagles
Not
just
go- not
stole
gonna
one on the road
overthink
against the
that.
Panthers, so give me the Bucks.
Panthers
Do
are
it.
pretenders.
Panthers are pretenders.
Yo,
We'll see.
Chuck, can you find me a pen?
Q, trivia, you ready?
There is some trivia.
How many questions we got?
1, 2, 3.
Big old
3,
three
4.
questions.
There's possibly 4.
Possibly 4. We'll see what that
All right, come on.
means.
We might actually finish within 1 hour. We gotta
Let's go.
Let's
Let's
do this.
go.
We're killing it. Q, what do you got?
All right. So the last 2 seasons, this wide receiver in week 5 has finished as a top 3 wide receiver. So just for week 5, he's had top 2, top 3. He had a top 3 performance this year, week 5, and last year, week 5.
Top 3 performance.
Yeah, he finished as a top 3 wide receiver in week 5 this year.
Bro,
And
it could
last year.
be any
Wait, and
Oh,
this
wait.
year though.
It was this year and last year?
So like
Yeah.
this week that just happened, someone that was top 3.
Yeah, and then
Who
last
ate
year.
Who snacked this week?
Oh, I know it.
No,
You don't
you
know it.
liar,
No, I
scumbag.
do.
No,
You
he does
don't know
not.
it.
I have someone in mind.
I
Let me
have
think.
someone in mind.
I have it.
I feel like it's wrong though. Give me a sec.
One.
Longer
I
than
don't
a
even know who
sec.
finished top 3 this year. I mean, this week.
I don't either. I couldn't tell you. I don't know who ate like that.
Definitely wasn't any of my receivers.
Well, it
Oh
definitely
my god,
wasn't,
I have 2.
definitely wasn't Jamar Chase.
If I write both, can I get half a point?
Oh, it could. All right, I have 2.
that
as
would make
well.
the math weird when we tally it up. We'll go 0.5.
I have 2 as well now. Should I go obvious or should I go wild?
Go wild. Go crazy. Go stupid.
I'm changing my answer. I'm gonna be so mad if it was right.
I'm so between 2 right now.
I have a
playing it
good
safe.
feeling about my answer.
I'm playing it safe.
All right, answer.
I am ready.
So it is Mike Williams.
I knew it.
I crossed it out.
I knew it. That's what I was between. I was Devonte Adams and Mike Williams.
I fucking crossed it out for Hollywood.
he
put
finished.
Justin
He finished
Jefferson.
number 3 this year.
I wrote Devonte Adams, and I was between. The first person I thought of was Mike Williams, and I was like, "There's no way he was good last year in Week 5." And then I wrote Adams because he's a monster, and he ate, but he might have even been hurt in Week 5 last year.
Yeah. Let's just chalk that question. Well, you guys got it wrong anyway. But he didn't. He finished number 5. I messed something up.
Oh, you said top 5 originally.
All right, now I'm
and
not
then
even
you
obs-
mentioned top 3.
I wasn't
and you
even
got me
wrong.
confused.
I would have been scared though to you guys' reaction if Hollywood was in the top 3 still for last year because he was.
No
Was he?
way Hollywood
Was he?
No, no, he wasn't even in the top 10.
No. He's
All right.
trash.
Was
Next
Adams top 5?
No, he wasn't. He may have been out
Probably.
that week.
Yeah. All right.
So, Cordell Patterson has been one of the season's biggest surprises with 2 touchdowns against Tampa Bay, and another 3 on Sunday against Washington. Who is one of the only 2 kick returners with more than 6 career touchdowns on kickoff returns? AFC North. So think about kick returners in the last like 15 years. This is I probably should have saved this question because I probably didn't want to do it, but we could just chalk it.
Just go.
This one's not working.
Someone that had
Six
touchdowns.
How many players?
There are 2, but I don't even know the other one. So you could just
Any
He's
One
in-
ball.
player.
yeah, just chalk the question.
No,
was
no,
Devin Hester.
no.
It was
No,
Devin Hester.
It's Josh Cribbs.
Oh,
That's what I said. I get the point.
fuck out of here. Whatever.
All
All
right.
right. Chalk the question.
All right, this question is based off teams who've played in week 5 this year. What was the last home team that failed to score a touchdown in a conference championship game? So who was the team and who'd they play? It's between 2 teams that played in week 5. And
Matt's face said it all, dude. What is this?
I may have been drunk when I wrote these questions.
All
You
right,
had
Q,
to.
just hit me with this question one more time. It's
Bro,
they met
is
this
the
week.
most absurd question.
They played in the AFC Championship game.
No. In week 3, or no, in 2003.
Bro,
Where did
chalk
this
this
come
We're
from?
done, bro. Just chalk it.
I was reaching some of
Chalk
these
it. I don't
questions.
even want to answer anything.
Dude,
else.
it was the Texans.
It was
It was
I
the
was
Eagles.
6 years
It was the
old.
Eagles.
Of course, it was
What
the
the
Eagles.
fuck?
Why wouldn't it be the
6
Eagles?
years
Well,
old.
it was the Eagles played the Panthers in week 5, and that's who they played. But I should have wrote it down. I should have wrote it down because what I have right here is completely wrong.
Whatever, Q. Hit us with the last
No,
one.
no, no.
Please
I-
tell me it's a good
dude,
question.
Don't. I'm gonna lose more brain
Please
cells.
be multiple.
I'm losing.
What 2
So
teams
many.
have met? What 2 teams have met the most times in AFC playoff games, and they played in week 5?
Okay. That's a doable question. No way it's them. No way.
AFC?
Yeah.
Um,
So obviously the 2 opponents had to have been AFC teams.
no way again. This is hard. So no. I think I got it. Oh, it could be them though. I'm gonna go with what I said first.
All right, I'm ready.
All right, I got mine.
I got mine.
All right.
It was the Broncos and the Steelers.
Said the Bills and the Titans.
They didn't play each other this week.
Oh, I thought you meant this upcoming.
I said week 5.
I don't even know what games are coming up this week, Matt. This is the week 5 recap.
Yeah, well, I'm fried.
Give me the point, baby.
Whatever. Sean's Mr. Smarty
He
Pants.
literally already won trivia for the year. Like, why are
We
you
got
doing?
so many weeks left.
All right, well now I'm gonna start making questions that favor the other 2. You guys.
Go ahead.
Just make
The
ones that
other
make
two.
sense, dude. I
Right.
don't know what I'm answering.
Yeah, that was a funny question. All right. That is a wrap for the week 5 recap. We will be back on Friday with our week 6 preview. So make sure you're following us here on Twitch. If you're watching, throw us a sub on YouTube. We post all of our podcasts there. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, wherever you get your podcasts. Also on Twitter at Super FB Podcast or Instagram, Super Fantasy Podcast, TikTok, Super Fantasy Bros. We'll see you guys Friday. Peace.
Yo.